This video and others like this one are possible thanks to viewers like you. Please show your support with a like and subscribe, and be sure to hit the bell notification icon so you don't miss any new videos. If you want to get involved with the channel, consider becoming a channel member. There are many benefits to channel membership, including access to our Discord, exclusive deck tech and strategy videos, and the opportunity to help create channel content. I want to sincerely thank all our channel members, as I truly couldn't do this without your support. You guys rock. Go Commando.
Alright, we have come again to Destiny Friday here on Dice Commando. I'm SwagDean. We are in Smash Duos land. This is one of the tougher decks that's in it. We're getting towards the end of the series, and this is Thrawn Tarkin, which I have subtitled Impin' Ain't Easy. And so this is the second version of Thrawn, because he actually has damage sides. The other one I couldn't. I did kick around like a mill version or something, and I hated it. So we're sticking with like giant Thrawn, and then we have Tarkin. Although I have to admit, Tarkin is really just his dice. It's like thematic, but like his ability is not represented in the character. This is a big character. But lots of focus, lots of things to do. Red villain melee, not a ton of those in the Smash world, which I kind of like. And his ability is also very frustrating and difficult to do IRL. I always hated it when they did it. So it's gone. So this version is when you activate this character, reveal a random card in your opponent's hand. If it's an event, you may turn one of their character dice to any side. So his abilities, or his dice, are pretty strong. So the ability, I wanted to tame it down a little bit. It's now tied to when you activate, so you can't like do it power action style kind of whenever you want. It's limited to character dice. But, I mean, if you look at these decks, Smash decks are usually at least 50% events. Most of the time. This one actually, this is a support. Usually they're more event heavy, so like the odds on that should be decent for like a little bit of a controlling leader. And Thrawn has always been kind of about hand knowledge, hand manipulation, so we're going to have some of that in the deck. Imperial Palace claim, look at the opponent's hand and discard a card from it. So you can get a little bit of knowledge ahead of time on what their hand is, going into the next turn, or you can rip upgrades and supports that they're sitting on. We would just pay for the next round. It's pretty potent. Imperial Palace, obviously very thematic. For events, I had to get a couple Thrawny ones in there. So Art of War and Face the Enemy made sense. Route, Doubt, Dug In are all just like decent mitigation things. Make Demands is kind of fun. Spot a leader, choose an opponent's character, deal 2 damage to it unless you give you a resource, which is a way to like steal resources, which is kind of cool. Obviously, you can spot leader. Crackdown, if they've spread their damage around, because Tarkin does have indirect sides. There's a couple ways to get indirect sides. So you can just kind of punish them for that and get some money to play your stuff. And that's all the events. For support, so I did give him a couple other non-dice permanent cards, which I thought was kind of cool. So press the advantage, exhaust it, re-roll your dice, and then if you have more dice in your pool than an opponent, you can re-roll another die, which can be mitigation. So it's nice to have consistency in Smash. And so like while this seems like unassuming, it can actually get some pretty solid value over time. Same with Air Superiority. Just 3 shields. So that's 3 extra health for 1. It's not bad. Director, helping with your ramp. So leader character only. Boom. You get to resolve it and keep it in your pool. We do have resource sides and kind of a callback to Rampy Thrawn. So I kind of liked that, although obviously both of them have higher rank than Director. Quicksilver Baton, you get a little extra bonus when you can play it on a leader and you can roll it into the die. And since we're building a red villain melee, there is kind of limitations on how many dice of that sort are in the game. So with that and Praetorian Guard, we did get, some of the ones that exist. Riot Baton and stuff like that. It's already in a couple Smash decks. so I opted to go with these. E-Web and placement is more just like helping with synergy if you get a ranged partner. It's a lot of base sides and stuff, but you get a little bit of extra value if you control the battlefield, which is something that those Imperial leaders like. Priority target gets you control the battlefield. You can use the claim ability. This is something that is also right here with Grand Moff. So this is the callback to the mill kind of Thrawn. So like if you claim and you're ripping a card and you're messing with the cards or some of the hand manipulation, Grand Moff lets you use as a power action. You get to do it again. Priority target lets you get the battlefield. So like there's a couple battlefield manipulation and hand ripping bonus things you can do. So this deck, when it gets rolling, gets pretty control-y, and then it's harder for you to deal with the 2s and 3s when they drop. This deck can hit 4 from hand if you roll the double discard on both, which is brutal. So while I didn't want this to be a strictly mill deck, like it can do it. It can pivot that way if you use a lot of your hand manipulation. If you focus on claiming that battlefield, if you resolve your discard sides, you can definitely annihilate a deck pretty easily. I actually lightened up on some of the mitigation to make it harder to just like auto mill and be super dominant that way, where it's more shield based with the dug in and the superiority route. You have to have a lot of your dice in the pool to get real big value there. Doubt it's really just limited to 1, because I found that when I gave these a bit more mitigation, it was really starting to feel too oppressive for those dice and for other things you can do, like destroying the hand, cutting down on rerolls, stuff like that. And actually the Guardian has actually felt pretty good as just a way to like take away base sides, stuff like that. So even though you'd think they wouldn't take it, and you can throw this on to your Smash partner, but just having the Guardian ability has actually been kind of frustrating at times. So this one's tested pretty good so far. I'm enjoying it. I was nervous about Thrawn Tarkin, but by just ignoring their previous abilities because they're just tough in this format or very wordy or whatever, it's working a bit better. So this is where it's at for now. I did struggle with art. I think I kind of like this one. It's all right. It's a little different. I'm gonna have to work, and you can see like some of the words in the corner from. I got this from the front of a comic book. We'll have to see if we can get that out on the final art. So shout out to Tank. I sent a lot of this art over to them to work on the finals, so it can be ready around the time the series is over. But that's going to be a problem with this one. I have some other art options, but I hate many of them. But we got lots of, just if you can get a pose with them, their hands behind their back, and it's a thing you do in the Imperial Army. We got it here. I felt like that's pretty good. We should do that. So thanks again for hanging with me here on Destiny Friday, and go Commando.